Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of the Gym Rat Pack Does Entertainment with myself, Larry Olubamiwo, and to my right,
Damien Ashley,
and to my left,
Mr. L Rock.
Yeah, we are here as actors and gym rats to give you our perspective on everything entertainment, specifically movie and TV. So yeah, we've got a few topics today to interact with you on. So yeah, let's do this. And the first topic that we have is the unfortunate death of the iconic Ghostbusters director Ivan Reitman. So yeah, it's only just been released a couple of days ago that he died at the age of 75. So this comes to us via Variety. And it says, producer-director Ivan Reitman, whose wildly successful comedies of the 70s and 80s included the blockbuster spookfest Ghostbusters, died in his sleep on February 12th in Montecito, California. His family confirmed to the Associated Press. He was 75. The cause of death was not released. Our family is grieving the unexpected loss of a husband, father, and grandfather who taught us to always seek the magic in life. His children, director Jason Reitman, Catherine Reitman, and Carolyn Reitman, said via a joint statement. We take comfort that his work as a filmmaker brought laughter and happiness to countless others around the world.
Sure did.
Defo. While we mourn privately, we hope those who knew him through his films will remember him always. Born in Czechoslovakia, which is now Czech Republic and Slovakia, and raised in Canada, where he first met such young comics as his later stars Dan Aykroyd and Rick Moranis. Remember him?
Can't forget Rick.
Reitman made his first major impression as a producer of National Lampoon's Animal House. Love that. In 1978, the madcap, wildly successful frat comedy that introduced Saturday Night Live star John Belushi to big screen audiences. He quickly segued into feature directing, and his first two hits lofted another SNL luminary, Bill Murray, to the upper echelon of movie stardom. Meatballs, which was in 1979, which featured Murray as an anarchic camp counselor, and the service comedy Stripes in 1981, which co-starred actor writer Harold Ramis. As formidable as those pictures were at the box office, they were only a warm-up for Reitman's biggest smash, which he produced and directed. Co-written by Aykroyd and Ramis, who co-starred with Murray, Moranis, and Sigourney Weaver, Ghostbusters was the perfect mating of wise guy humor and creative, big-budget special effects. Well, for that time anyway. Yeah. Pulling in close to $229 million domestically. That was a hell of a lot.
Back then.
I mean,
that's a lot now.
That's a deal now.
Yeah. It was among the most successful comedies of its time. It spawned a franchise that included a hit 1989 sequel and two new Millennium installments, the second of which, 2021's Ghostbusters Afterlife, was directed by Reitman's son, Jason, and reunited the surviving stars of the original film with a producing credit for Ivan Reitman. Though none of Reitman's subsequent features scaled similar box office heights, he maintained his producing / directing profile with a series of comedies that reconfigured the career of beefcake action hero Arnold Schwarzenegger with Twins in 1988 and Kindergarten Cop in 1990 and Junior in 1994.
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
He also produced the family-friendly Beethoven movies, starring the titular St. Bernard, and directed presidential comedy Dave, starring Kevin Kline. Goes on to tell a bit about his history and stuff, but yeah, we don't want to read that stuff. But Leon, I know you're a big Ghostbusters fan. Probably bigger than me even.
Probably.
I'm a big fan. So when you heard about this, what were your thoughts?
My thoughts were end of an era. No, definitely Death of a Legend.
Yeah.
Because there's only certain films that have just made it into like film history gold. And that is one of them. Ghostbusters. You just said it. 200 and something million.
For that time, that's phenomenal.
For that time.
Phenomenal.
People would like to make that now.
Now, yeah.
So to make that back then, that just shows.
And that was just domestically. That wasn't even worldwide.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No. And what, obviously, he was slightly ahead of his time for what he was doing.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure the budget wasn't huge. I'm sure it was big. Because I know they had a lot of hard work to get Ghostbusters made.
Yeah.
Like,
so much practical.
Yeah, so many people. I think they were turned down a few times, and all sorts was going on. But yeah, just introducing us to the ghosts and Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
Because do you remember her before that?
She done Alien.
Yeah, she done Aliens. Alien before. Yeah. She did do.
What year did Alien come out?
79.
Yes.
Yeah.
78 or 79.
Yeah.
One of those.
So I wasn't born.
No, but obviously...
And I'm saying I watched, obviously, Ghostbusters before Alien.
Okay.
So that introduced me.
Yeah.
So you was watching Aliens first, yeah?
I watched Alien first, yeah.
Naughty boy. Naughty boy.
What can I say?
But yeah, so, and then, obviously, Rick Moranis, it introduced me to Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd.
Because we didn't have access to Saturday Night Live over here.
No.
So we weren't familiar with these people until... So we
Ernie Hudson.
That was my introduction to Ernie Hudson as well.
So before that, that's where they came to life for me. So, and he put them all together.
Yeah.
Like the director, he was like, I want you.
Yeah, Ivan Reitman. Yeah.
Obviously, Ernie was supposed to be
Eddie Murphy.
But,
originally.
Eddie
was out making 48 hours.
48 hours. But I just think that changed Ernie Hudson's.
Yeah.
I never knew about Ernie Hudson before that.
Yeah, true.
So put them all on the map.
Definitely.
It's a shame, but
yeah, man.
But
listen.
He went in the nicest way. If I go, I want to go in my sleep.
Yeah, man.
I don't want to know about it. I just want to.
And at the end of the day, like you said, he's a legend. He died a legend. I mean, Damien, I know you're a massive fan of the Ghostbusters films. But also I know you, and I heard you chuckle about the Arnold's films there. Well, I know some of them tickled you a bit. What were you thinking about Ivan Reitman and his career?
You know what? It says a lot about someone's body of work when, as someone's reeling off the work they've done, it brings back nostalgic memories of a warm place in your heart. Like that tells you the caliber of director he was, and that tells you like exactly why he's going to be remembered, as Leon put it, like with Ghostbusters going down as what it was. He just made films that you can sit and watch with your family and have a great time at, and it doesn't matter which part of the world you're coming from to watch it. I think that's what got the big appeal about what Ghostbusters was about. It was so open for anyone to sit and enjoy. And it's the same with like Twins for me. I still love that damn
Twins is amazing.
I love Twins.
Twins is amazing.
Kindergarten, I watched Kindergarten Cop when I was like 12, 15.
I didn't like Junior.
I didn't like Junior.
Junior, no.
I didn't like Junior at all.
I
couldn't even tell you how it goes.
I don't even remember any of the films.
But that's how I know I didn't like it. Junior.
I don't even think I made it all the way through to that, through the end of that.
I can't remember the end of it.
I don't even think.
Kindergarten Cop. Twins. And it showed Arnie in a different light. Because we knew him as,
action hero.
Beefcake.
And the thing is, so many people have tried to do that. Like Vin Diesel tried to do it with the pacifier. And there's been even Dolph Lundgren did it recently. But like,
you've got to have. Go on. No, you've got to have a little bit of comic timing, but then, as you were just about to point out, you've got to have the right direction, innit?
Yeah, there's the sensibilities of Reitman, and I think that's what steered it in the right way, because you look at the gold that he had in the 80s, and you put that together with Schwarzenegger, like literally taking a fish out of water and going, right, you're doing comedy now. I think, I am. You're doing comedy now.
Nice to see you.
And it just changes it, it just changes it. And like to see Schwarzenegger in that dynamic, you wasn't expecting it, and it worked so much, because they even started off in a dark way when he's chasing down the guy in the club or the where they are in that shopping mall, and he's all dressed up and he's dark clothed out. So you're expecting a normal thriller, but then it takes a turn when he becomes a substitute teacher. It's like, hold on a second, and it's just brilliant.
Yeah, I'll tell you, he actually just to quickly chime in. As you've just described that, I was thinking when you were describing him taking Arnold and,
you're going to say Peacemaker and John
Cena. James Gunn and with John Cena and Batista.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It sounds the same thing, literally. Yeah.
I mean, you could say when you look at his body of work, what James Gunn's done now, he's almost like an R-rated version of Reitman.
Yeah.
Because the sensibilities are there. He's just, I've been allowed to throw any F-bomb, show some
exactly.
and some breasts. There you go.
Yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised if that was one of the guys that he followed as a director.
I wouldn't surprise me that one.
Yeah, heavily influenced.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah.
No, but it's it's as Leon said, like he went out in a way that wasn't painful. We hope in his sleep, and he's left behind a great legacy. He's got his son who's doing wonders. His son, as you just mentioned, he directed the last Ghostbusters,
and by all accounts, that was a really good film.
Yeah. So his son has already established himself in a lot of ways, not just, but there's a few other things he's done. But it's a loss. He's definitely an iconic director in that regard. So not much more concern. What's your feelings?
Yeah, I kind of echo what you two said. Really, I mean, obviously, we're all three of us are going to talk about Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2, and to a lesser extent the Arnold Schwarzenegger films. But then remember, they were talking about Animal House.
Yeah, Animal House.
I remember watching that with John Belushi, who passed away as well. Although that was a long time ago. It's National Lamp. It was Animal House, and there was another one, wasn't it? But also just working.
A few Stripes with Bill Murray.
Yeah, Stripes, Meatballs. That was the other one I was looking for. Yeah. But I think he had a great team with him, and so he was a fantastic director. But it always helps when you've got a great team with you. And you've got to remember, for Ghostbusters, he had the SNL lot, who were, I think, it's widely thought of that time period in SNL was the best time.
Oh, yeah, you compare it to now, it's completely different.
Yeah. You had your Dan Aykroyd, you had your Bill Murray, you had Eddie Murphy at that point as well.
John Candy.
John Candy.
Don't forget John.
John Belushi.
Beast.
All of those lot. And Harold Ramis, you got in there. It meshed really well.
He had the Kings. They were kings of comedy.
Yeah, at that time. Yeah,
at that time,
100%. And I think he's gone on to then do other stuff. As I said, the Arnold Schwarzenegger films, and he's managed to get the best out of Arnold in a comic scenario. Probably something any other director at that time probably couldn't do. And what I like that he's given his son now the tools to be as great as he was, probably even greater. As you said, he's done other stuff, but obviously I haven't even seen Ghostbusters Afterlife, but I really wanted to see that.
I saw it.
What was your favorite?
I don't know. It wasn't so much for me.
Okay.
I wasn't.
Well, I still want to see it.
Yeah, you watch it.
Yeah,
and then we'll talk about it.
But yeah. I mean, listen, the guy's a legend. The fact that we're even sitting there talking about him
says it all.
Says it all. So big up Ivan Reitman, and condolences to his family. And what do you think about with the death of Ivan Reitman? What do you think about his fantastic career? And do you think that his son is going to be able to emulate his success going forward? Leave us some comments down below and let us know what you think. Right. Topic number 2 is about Oscar Isaacs. And he seems to think that Moon Knight is the MCU's first legitimate character study since Iron Man. He's got a lot to say on this, I bet. So this comes to us via Variety, and it says with its Super Bowl teaser earning over 3 million views and counting in less than a day, all signs point to Moon Knight being one of the biggest television series of the spring. The show marks Oscar Isaac's introduction into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Lucky. Not lucky, but anyway. As Mark Spector, a former CIA operative turned mercenary who dies during a job in Sudan, but is revived and turned into the conduit of the Egyptian moon god Khonshu. Isaac recently told Empire magazine that Moon Knight is a character study, the likes of which the MCU has rarely seen. Often on these big movies, it can feel like you're building the plane on the runway, Isaac said. The idea of getting back to handmade films, character studies, I was desperate for that feeling. Moon Knight felt handmade, and it's the first legitimate Marvel character study since Iron Man. I thought maybe I can hijack this thing. Maybe this is the chance to do something really fucking nutty on a major stage. The superhero Moon Knight is a Batman-esque vigilante. One of the character's notable traits is his dissociative identity disorder, which manifests it in several distinct personas with defined personalities.
So 1, 2?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What I love most about this thing is that it's an exploration of a mind that doesn't know itself, Isaac said of the series. A human being that doesn't know his own brain. I found that really moving. What the mind is capable of as far as survival. But the workload was massive. The technical challenge of embodying these different characters physically, the way I manifest my body, it required a lot of energy, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige told Empire that Moon Knight is destined to go down as one of the more violent MCU offerings.
Yeah, boy.
Calling the superhero brutal. It's been fun to work with Disney Plus and see the boundaries shifting on what we're able to do, Feige said. There are moments in the series when Moon Knight is wailing on another character and it is loud and brutal. And the knee-jerk reaction is, we're going to pull back on this, right? No, we're not pulling back. There's a tonal shift. This is a different thing. This is Moon Knight. Moon Knight debuts March 30th on Disney Plus. That little comment by Feige is going to lead to another story that we're going to speak about later on. But let me go to you, Damien. I know you weren't too happy with that comment from Oscar Isaacs about Moon Knight being a character study, the first one since Iron Man. And I take your point. I take your point because I'm going to say...
Let him make the point first.
Yeah, well...
He's already read my mind. You know what I'm saying before I say it. That's like I would normally say. I know they're going to agree with me on this one.
I know they're going to agree with me.
I can tell you what they're going to say. I know you would agree with me. Under duress. Okay, I'll agree with you, Larry. You're 6'4".
Yeah.
Right.
Well, apparently I'm out of shape.
Apparently we're out of shape.
We're all out of shape.
Sam, whatever your last name was.
Yeah, idiot. Anyway.
Yeah. But, so I get where he's coming from in the aspect of, right, he's getting to play in a new ballpark because he's getting to play with different personalities all within one body. I get that. But to say that it's the first character study since Iron Man, you're literally, you're shitting on every other character they made. I'm sorry. As an actor, every single thing you do should be an explorative character study if you take your bodywork seriously. Now, Oscar Isaac, I put him up there. He's a solid actor. He's made some absolute dynamite performances in whatever he's been in. So I'm not knocking him on that aspect. But I almost feel like it's a bit of a scapegoat because he's doing a Marvel film or Marvel production. And it's like, it just happened that he was sat next to Ethan Hawke as well. And Hawke has spoken badly about...
Oh, right, yeah.
So I just kind of feel like, right, I need to make sure people know I'm taking this seriously because it's a Marvel production. I might laugh and doing Marvel. But it's like, how do I make it look like I'm doing my acting thing? Yeah. And I say, right, it's a character study. Any acting job you do should be a character study.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, this is going to be a lot deeper because he's got, the multiple personalities and whatnot. Yeah. But to say that it's the first one since Iron Man, I'm sorry, so you're saying that Black Panther, that T'Challa wasn't a character study in diplomacy?
Well, even
finding yourself as a king?
Well, the one I was going to bring up that for me is the most obvious one apart from Iron Man is Captain America. That whole arc wasn't a character study?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
William Dafoe wasn't a character study? Playing that villain? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what, it feels like a cop-out because he doesn't want to come forward and I think this is the guess. But someone that say like I'm doing a Marvel production, I've got to make this sound like it's, it's more serious than what.
Do you think it's that?
I don't want to say it, but the pessimistic side of me is saying that's what it is. Just because it's such a big, bold statement to say, and it's like, when you really think about it, as an actor, you should be doing that with anything you do.
Yeah, I think for me, it's more. Well, let's get your take on it.
No, I want yours.
No, well, for me, I just wanted to comment on
Yeah,
what Damien said, but I think for me, it's more of an ego thing. I think because he's had to do so much work, because it's not an easy part, because it's so many personalities you have to embody. I think he wants people to know that. Yeah. And therefore that's why he's saying what he's saying. That's the only thing that I but you could be right. Listen, I'm not saying I'm just saying that that's what it feels like to me. But yeah, who knows what his most motivations are. Leon, you hearing what he had to say, what are your thoughts?
Publicity.
Yeah.
Whether it good, whether it bad, put yourself out there.
You know people are going to be chatting about
people.
it.
You're gonna, what? Right okay, all right. That's what we're doing right now. So for me, it's publicity. Would I do the same? Maybe. Maybe. Yeah. I want to be noticed. Yeah. Look at me, baby. Yeah. Here I am.
Well, your job as an actor after doing the actual job is then to bring as many eyes on the project as possible.
And on you.
So, yeah.
But would you not say like it was a great character study as opposed to it's the first character study?
Yeah, that would have been a better choice of words.
It might have been, but then
it doesn't get the clicks.
That doesn't link today.
Yeah.
That doesn't.
It needs to be controversial.
That doesn't be a topic today.
Yeah.
So no, I'm going all in. I'm the best Marvel character ever. Yeah.
And then make phone calls to all the make phone calls to all the other.
I'm just joking.
Publicity, man. Publicity.
Nobody knows me. Sorry, Chris. They all know you.
No one knows what I mean.
Well, you said Chris. Thor's another one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Especially even the first one.
Yeah.
That not only was that a character study of Thor,
Loki.
but of Loki. Yeah.
Loki.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying.
Possibly even Odin.
Yeah.
You know.
Look, the fact of the matter is he's talking fraff. He's talking rubbish.
Tell us what you really think, Leon.
That's what he's talking. Like, I don't blame him. I don't have him wrong. Do what you got to do.
I know. I get it.
Do what you got to do. But I don't know. We know it's anyone that knows films and knows Marvel, and they know.
You
know, he's just.
I mean, listen, we've just reeled off a few.
Yeah, off the top.
Do you know what I mean?
Off the top. That's without even really thinking about it.
Do you know what I mean? So I agree with you. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, he's done a hell of a lot of work because it's not an easy thing to be able to portray someone who has
a lot of fun though. I love.
Yeah. Oh, he would have had a lot of fun, but it is a lot of work.
Yeah.
I think it was it McAvoy that did.
McAvoy Split.
Oh yeah, Split. Yeah. He did a really good job.
He was brilliant.
He did a really good job.
He was brilliant.
Yeah.
So all right, it's not Marvel, but I'm just saying, acting wise, and the amount of the mental drainage he must have had every night.
And you know, we all know something about that because even when we went to acting classes. When we came out of it, even if it wasn't very physical, you know how drained you were afterwards.
Yeah, you're finished.
Do you know what I mean? Especially certain classes, you know, and you ain't done anything physical. It's just...
No, I've like stuff like that I've done before. I mean, I did auditions for, who is it? Triforce Promotions.
I
did like literally...
But you did a similar sort of like...
8 characters in a minute and a half.
Split, yeah.
Wow! Like 5 different American accents and dialects, plus English, plus Northern English. And I just had fun with it.
Yeah.
And the reason that it wasn't tiring for me is because I was able to go to different places and play back and forth with rhythms, and that got your brain ticking over.
Yeah.
So when I see stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, but you're having so much fun doing that.
Yeah, but you got to remember, that's over several months.
Still, give me a Purdy's every day, and I'm okay.
That's over several months, you know. Listen, like you guys have said. Publicity, you know, whatever. Yeah, and I get it. You know, it's all good. But I got to disagree with you there, Oscar Isaacs, and looks like the other two do as well. So
I'll go with Leo. Know you're doing your thing.
Yeah, listen. big up Oscar Isaacs because he's a fantastic actor. He seems like a good guy. Got no...
Make the most of you.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
Take
We're
you
looking
to the
forward
top.
to Moonlight. So
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
don't let us down.
Yeah, man.
We will be the first.
Yeah, man. So
Press
listen.
that button.
So what do you make of what Oscar Isaac said about him being the first character study since Iron Man? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave in some comments down below and let us know what you think. Our third topic is a biggie for us anyway as comic book fans. So, okay, let's just bring it to you straight. Marvel Netflix shows are leaving Netflix at the end of February. Yeah, sorry. And you'll know that I'm telling the truth. If you go, this is in the UK. Well, it's off by 1 day because apparently, according to John Campion, the American Netflix says March 1st.
Yeah, it does.
But our one says, because I've just checked it.
Yeah.
Oh, I checked it yesterday. 28th of February.
Is that because
the last day.
they're just they want it all at the same time?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So if you
them
guys,
being ahead or whatever.
if you guys go on Netflix and you go to all the Marvel shows, just before you're about to click play, you will see that it says there's a little thing there that says this will be off the service at 28th of February in the UK anyway.
Yeah.
So there's no article to read here, but we've got a lot to say about that. We've got a lot to say about that because the whole Netflix Marvel shows are shrouded in a little bit of secrecy in the sense that no one really knows outside of the people who did the deal what the actual deal is. And what's happened now has compounded it even more. Because we were of the opinion, most of us who know the game, not just comic books, but actual actors as we do, and the business side of things, is we thought, okay, Netflix has paid to license these characters for a short period of time, to make the shows, to have the shows,
And now it's going back.
and then the characters will go back,
but the shows.
will stay because these are Netflix shows. They've paid for these shows. They produced the shows. So that's what we all thought the deal was, and it probably still is. We're just speculating now, but it could be different because the shows itself, which are Netflix property, are now being taken away. Now, we don't know why they're being taken away, but logic would dictate that they've had a big check from Disney.
Blank check.
Yeah, and they fill it in yourself, guys. Yeah. Go nuts. So again, nothing has come out about this, but logic would dictate that that's what's taken place. Because as we just discussed, if you've licensed the characters, because we all knew, or we all speculated anyway, that because there was a rumor going that the characters go back to Marvel at a certain time, and then that's when Marvel can do their own shows of these characters, which Kevin Feige already said he was going to do when the Netflix shows got cancelled. So the Netflix shows should be their property to keep for however long they want, but these shows are now coming off the system. Now, we don't know if they're going to Disney Plus or wherever, but again, logic will dictate that that's probably what's gone on. Obviously, also, a big clue to that is two of the characters in these shows, one being Kingpin, played by Vincent D'Onofrio, and Daredevil, being played by Charlie Cox, are now in MCU shows. So, and then this then leads me back to something that Bob Iger, when he was in charge in 2018, said, and he actually went on record and said, our aim at Disney is to make sure that all of our IP are in one place, that we are the ones showing all of our IP. That was a statement he made in 2018, and it looks like that is what's taking place now. so obviously they've got all the Fox stuff, all the X-Men stuff. They've got that now. And now it's looking like they're taking the Netflix stuff.
Yeah.
So, who would like to go first as to speculate as to what's going on here?
I can't even speculate what's going on because it's just a mystery. Because, why would they give up? So, who owns the characters?
Marvel
own the characters.
Marvel own the characters.
And have they leased it? Do we
so,
know?
Yeah, so that's what would have taken place.
They would have leased it for a certain amount of time.
For a certain amount of time.
Right.
They would have leased it to Netflix to make their shows.
So now, if that's running out, say that ran out yesterday.
Yeah.
Netflix can't make any more.
They can't make any more.
No, I think they can make more, but they'd have to repay.
Yeah, they'd have to They'd have to relicense basically.
Right.
So they'd have to pay more money.
What I'm saying is that's the end of it really anyway, because they've got what they needed out of the Luke Cage and the Defenders and
Good point. Good point.
So they've rinsed it. Yeah. It's tail end people watching it now.
Yeah.
And Disney just want their stock.
Yeah.
And they want to hold everything.
Yeah.
So they've just said, all right, we're just going to buy your back catalogue. Give us your catalogue.
Yeah.
Here's the check.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to give you any more rights. Because the chances are Disney don't want them to have it. Because Disney Plus and Netflix are rivals.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
So give me my characters.
Yes.
I'm going to give you this money.
Yeah.
Give me my shit.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Logic will dictate that.
Because Disney are doing so well, they want all their characters.
Yeah, but like I said, Bob Iger's already said
they need all their characters.
They don't want the situation that happened with Spider-Man to happen again.
No.
Yeah.
Sony are never, ever giving away Spider-Man.
To anyone.
Not gonna happen.
No.
Marvel can. I mean, Disney can offer them the world.
Yeah.
They're not giving Spider-Man back.
No.
They are not doing it.
No.
That brings them too much money.
Taking bread off my table.
Right. And too much money off. Whenever they decide to make a Spider-Man film, they're gonna make serious money.
Oh, it's like that's their highest paid client.
Right. And they don't need Marvel to make up, because they've done it before Marvel. Do you know what I mean? Before Marvel got involved. So they don't want another situation like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think that's one of the reasons why they're doing it. But also, I think you hit the nail on the head perfectly when you said, look, they want all their IP in one place, as Bob Iger said.
Yeah.
They've already shown some of these characters in their thing, in the MCU. Your license has run out for these characters. And the key point that you made, why Netflix would have the impetus to sell these shows, because that's their property, it's already done what they needed.
That was not dry.
Right.
That's not bringing any more revenue.
Right. It's not
done.
It's not bringing in any more subscribers.
Yes.
Everyone that was going to watch that show has watched that show.
Yes.
So it's not doing anything for them anymore. So if someone's going to pay me for them, I can make more money and I don't need the show no more. Take it.
Yeah.
So
and I think Netflix would have held that for them. Amount. Because at first they would have held that out of spite, no? You're not having it. You're not just having it.
Yeah. You're
gonna show me what this means to you, baby.
You're gonna pay some money.
You're gonna pay through the nose.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a seriously big check.
Of course it was. Because at the end of the day, Netflix have a business model that has worked really well, and they're not stupid.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. Yeah. So this is going to be enough to probably bankroll a bag of projects, films, series, all sorts.
Yeah.
Now, when you're talking the billions that Disney are getting, you know, you can only think what they can give.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And knowing
say
that
they said, all right, here's $5 billion. For example, so just for example, how much can that bankroll?
Oh yeah.
You know.
I mean, you. Anyway, let me go to you, Damien. What are you thinking about all this, and what are your speculations? And because that's all it is. I mean, we're making educated guesses, but there's still guesses nonetheless until we get
clarification.
Yeah, exactly. So
my speculation is they put Iron Fist in the pan and didn't bring it over. No, I think just to echo Leon's point, I think they literally know that the barrel is running dry. Like new subscribers are not tuning into that. Like when Daredevil came out, it had its hit, and then the last thing they did was season 3, which was what 2-3 years ago now.
Luke Cage.
Luke Cage, which season 2 was what 2 years ago, 3 years
It's
ago.
about 4 years ago.
That was 4 years ago because the latest one was Jessica Jones and Daredevil.
And COVID, what have done to my timeline? It just disappeared the last 2
Yeah,
years.
that's what I'm saying.
So yeah, like people are not, when you go onto Netflix now, it's not marketed. Those productions are no longer showing. They haven't been for the last 2-3 months. Haven't been showing up now. Like your watch list.
They don't trend.
They don't trend anymore.
No.
So it's within Netflix's interest from a business standpoint to go, right, how can we still make money off of this venture? Because we're not making any more because we've cancelled the shows. Why they cancelled them, I can't remember why. But we've cancelled all these shows now. We're not going to make any more. We make our money off of the new stuff we put out. You know, people will come here for like the occasional film that we've got, but for most it's for the series. What we're going to do with this? Hello, I'm Disney.
Yeah.
You've got my characters. I've got a few million. Come here, let's have a conversation.
Billion, more like.
I don't think they paid $1 billion for it.
No, actually, I reckon,
I reckon
hundreds of millions. Actually,
I reckon hundreds of millions,
Hundreds
if not
of
8
millions.
billion.
I reckon possibly 500 mil a push.
Yeah, I think because sorry.
Go
Go
on.
No. Sorry. No, go on.
Sorry, you got what? Say what?
No, the reason why I say not $1 billion is because they've already got the rights to the characters. That's the main thing they need.
Yeah.
So them buying the shows. You see, this leads me on to what I was going to ask you guys next. Why did Disney buy these shows? Or if our speculation is right, why did Disney buy the shows?
I know why they did.
Okay, go on.
Because they're going to make more.
Yes.
And they're going to get the next generation watching it right from the beginning again, so they can go up to date.
And they're also going to draw over all the audience that have only seen up to season 3 of Daredevil. Right. What happens next?
Yeah.
Come over to Disney and find out, man.
Well, you see, then this is the problem that we find ourselves, because we don't know if they're going to do a continuation, which they've already kind of shown that they're not going to with Kingpin.
But then even
Do you know what I mean?
D'Onofrio called a bluff on that, because D'Onofrio said that when he came back, his alliteration of it is, when I came back from the blip, my character changed a little bit. So I still, like, as I called a bluff, I called a bluff on what Blooming Campy said, because him saying that, it's a completely different D'Onofrio. No, it's not. His powers are different.
I'll take that point. But what I'm saying is that, so here's the thing: the Netflix shows are not canon to the MCU, even though they did reference
it,
the event. They're not canon.
But if I'm Disney, I'm using that as canon.
So see, this is the problem we find ourselves in, because
We or you?
well, no, all of us. Because I'll tell you why. Because Damien's right, as well as me saying that. Damien is right, because while they haven't said or shown that it's canon, they've only made references. But at the same time, people will say, well, they haven't said they're not canon. So it's quite ambiguous with what they can do with it.
They've always
So they
can
can, so they could decide. So because I know he really wants to see a season 4 of Daredevil. So they could decide, okay, let's do a season 4 of Daredevil.
I want to see a season 4 of Luke Cage.
Yes, me too.
Or they could do a completely different show.
Yeah. I honestly think they will continue some of them. Because that whole bringing over Charlie Cox and whatnot, they knew what was happening.
Yeah,
Charlie Cox knows Kingpin knows what's happening.
Yeah. These deals are done way in advance.
So why if you're bringing him, it doesn't make sense to spin the whole thing around and start something brand new.
But then the question becomes, remember they already said they weren't gonna recast. They were gonna recast Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. And Iron Fist. Are they not gonna do that now? See, this is the problem that we find, and which means I won't get Luke Cage.
I got a feeling that
they might be coming back. Yeah, and I know you don't like Michael Cole. But listen, I think Michael Cole's a good actor, but
I think he's a good actor. I just don't think
he was wrong for Luke Cage. I think he was wrong for Luke Cage.
It says a lot when the villains in both seasons
are better than
See, so this is the problem that we find ourselves, because if they bring, I mean, you see, but here's the thing. we can, people have mixed views on Luke Cage or Michael Coulter. One thing people I've noticed, and you guys have noticed that they don't have mixed views on, is how pants Iron Fist was. So can you really say that they're going to bring back...
I think,
see what I'm saying?
I think of all four of them, that may be the one that they recast.
But then if they recast that one...
Or they leave it for like literally 2 years. They do all the other projects first.
Yeah.
Then they bring him in to connect him to Shang-Chi in some way. And they make sure he spends 2 years stuck in the studio, learning martial arts and getting in shape. Because there's no other way he's doing that show.
I think they're gonna stick to their... I think you might be right and you might be right that they're going to continue, because I just don't see the point in spending all this money to bring it over. I think they are going to continue with the iterations in the Netflix universe, but I think Kevin Feige is going to stick to his guns. He's not going to. Obviously, we've got Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio. He also said he wasn't going to recast Punisher, which I love.
Yeah, don't recast Punisher.
But I think he is going to, and I'm not just saying that because I want Luke Cage, but I think he will recast
Luke. He's too smart not to.
Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist. I think he will recast those three.
I don't see him casting Jessica Jones. I think she'll stay.
You think she'll stay?
She's got a big fan base. She's got a big fan base, and people love.
I didn't mind her in that role. Actually,
I didn't mind her.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I didn't mind her.
Didn't mind, and there's too much.
There's
people that really don't like Luke Cage.
There's Daredevil, there's Jessica Jones, there's Luke Cage, there's Iron Fist.
Yeah.
And it's I think the top two are definitely going to stay.
Your hero has to be the hero.
Oh, you forgot Punisher in that.
And Punisher,
right at the top.
Daredevil, Luke Cage.
But your hero has to be the hero. He has to be what the guys want to be, and he has to be what the girls want. Simple as that. That's how a hero works.
I want to be Daniel. I'm not that version of him.
Well, he's talking specifically about Luke Cage.
I'm talking about Luke Cage.
But yeah, I get your point. I didn't want to be Randy Random.
I don't want to be Danny Random, sorry.
Maybe you can be Luke Cage.
Yeah, so...
Anemic one.
It throws a lot. What's happened now throws a lot of things up in the air.
Yeah, it's mad. Who knows?
It really, because...
But that Moon Knight thing, though, that says to me that they may continue it because he's making a point of the graphic violence. That's
the point. Because, that was one of the sticking points of bringing these Netflix iterations into the MCU because of the violence. But first of all, you've got the most violent character in Deadpool.
Oh, what?
Right?
Yeah.
Because that's staying on Disney Plus. They've already said. That's not going to Star. That's staying on Disney Plus.
Is it underneath Star though, or is it? Because Star is still part of Disney.
No, yeah, it's still part, but the main Disney Plus, it's staying on there.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
They've already said Deadpool 3 is
Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I think Deadpool 2 is going to be from Star. Okay, no.
1 and 2 might be already on there.
They're still on the Star on there.
Are they still on the Star?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Disney have been very clever marketing wise with that.
Yeah. But as you said in this article that I read about Moon Knight, they left the violence, and you could kind of see that in some of the trailers as well. Yeah. And I think that might be a prelude to what's going to happen with these Netflix shows.
Yeah, they started it with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and they're gonna move past it. I think
because it all started really comic book, didn't it? Like 18, like 1,000 bullets and not really much happening. Like with some of the programs, you see, like Luke Cage, wasn't very brutal. It had its moments.
It was only
the sex scenes.
Daredevil
really,
was what was brutal.
Yeah, yes. Daredevil and Punisher was even more brutal.
Punisher was that.
Jessica Jones was like sexual and psychotic.
Yeah. I think Luke Cage was more sex scenes and N-word because they did throw the N-word around a bit. Yeah. Which they're not going to be able to do on Disney Plus. I don't care what they're not going to be able to do that on Disney Plus. That's not happening.
Not after their track record. Not after Songs of the South, mate.
Yeah.
You say that now, but like when you log on as a customer of Disney Plus, when you log on there and you've got the stars integrated into the player.
Yeah.
If your young child who sat there, say like, you're 12, 13 year old sat there looking at Disney, now they're going to see Disney amalgamated with all this adult content in front of them.
Yeah.
So how long Disney can keep this bandwagon rolling of, we only produce PGU and possibly 12 rated material.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to last much longer.
Well, it's not lasting longer because Deadpool 3.
Yeah. The audience.
Which makes me think that, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they get away with the M-word sooner or later.
Probably.
Because
as Leon said, there's too much historical connotations with that. The whole, what Disney, the racial.
Listen, I think
undertone.
it's a small price to pay to leave it out.
Yeah.
I'm saying just leave it.
I don't think they're gonna put that in.
For me,
really don't. Well,
it doesn't make the film
it
any
doesn't.
better or
In
any
fact,
worse.
to be honest, I would prefer it not to be.
It doesn't have to be.
But even though I've said what I've said, I can see what Damien's saying.
Yeah,
I can see it.
It's a possibility.
Yeah.
Because they're going the full hog now. Like, there's nothing they've not got on the service now. I mean, when you look at the films they're pulling over from Stars and the advertising on there, they've got the Tommy and what's it called?
Pamela.
Yeah.
Pamela. That's on their banner. When you log on to Disney Plus, that's not even like a little selection.
No, you're right.
It's on their banner.
You're right.
It's like,
you're
come
right.
watch the sex tape. It's like, oh, Disney? You're talking about the sex tape? For talk's sake.
That's
So
you've got a point. They've really, because from what I understand, because obviously I was late to Disney Plus, but when Disney Plus first came out, like Stars was like a separate entity.
Yes, you had to log into it.
Right. And now it's just amalgamated into the same
all
thing.
on the same watch list. You got the whole lot of streaming there.
Do people even really care about Tommy and Pam these days?
Apparently people do.
That's another thing.
Like, who cares?
But yeah,
I didn't care at the time.
it's crazy.
I know I was
crazy.
young,
but
I didn't care, and I don't care now.
anyway, let's see what is going to take place. We'll keep you posted once we hear anything about what's going on.
Or keep us posted.
Yeah,
if you know what's going on.
To any news, let us know.
Insiders.
But what do you think is going on with these shows?
Yeah, me?
What's
going on, bro?
Do you think it's going to go to Disney Plus, and do you think they're going to continue with the Netflix iterations? Leave some comments down below and let us know what you think.
And if anyone knows about HBO, what was the country he was after? That guy that commented.
Oh, when it was coming to the Middle East?
Yes.
You know, when
HBO Max.
HBO Max is going to the Middle East, please let us know so we can let our members know, because we don't know when it's coming to the Middle East. We're trying to find out, but it's nothing out yet.
Yeah. Right. Our fourth topic is about the Batman, the new Matt Reeves film, being cleared for Chinese release. So, yeah, well, it's not Pluto. This is
not
DC.
Pluto, no, but
This
still.
is Warner Brothers. This is Batman and Superman.
Yes.
Wonder Woman.
What's up,
So as you know, most films that have been out in the last year or so have not, especially the blockbusters, have not been released in China. That includes Venom 2, that is Spider-Man No Way Home, although that doesn't need to be released in China. No Time to Die. Quite a lot of films have not been... Obviously, we know why Shang-Chi and Eternals weren't, but apart from those two, a lot of films that came out, Hollywood films that came out, were not released in China. So it is quite a surprise that the Batman has been cleared to be released in China, which, as we've just, kind of told you guys, is going to mean plenty moolah.
we're going to make it rain.
Yeah. But anyway, this comes to us via Deadline, and it says, Warner Brothers stroke DC's highly anticipated The Batman has been cleared for a release in China. A date has yet to be confirmed, but the approval is significant given the market has been light on studio titles across the past year. In a video posted to the Warner Brothers Weibo account, Batman star Robert Pattinson addressed Chinese fans saying, "Today I have good news for you. Why Zoe Kravitz added our new movie, The Batman, will be released in China." Also appearing in the video are Colin Farrell and Paul Dano. Whether the China approval signals an overall change versus 2021 remains to be seen. Currently, Disney stroke 20th Century Studios' Death on the Nile is due to release this coming Saturday and is the only Hollywood movie with a date. Why the hell does that have a date in China? Anyway, it's likely that Sony's Uncharted will be approved. though that is not yet confirmed. Spider-Man No Way Home still has not yet been dated, owing to what amounted to an unofficial ban on Marvel throughout the past year, which we'll speak on in a little bit. That movie, nevertheless, has grossed over 1.8 billion worldwide without China. So, yeah. Yeah. The Batman, which begins offshore rollout on March 2nd and releases in North America on March 4th, is understood to be a fairly dark picture, though contrary to Warner Brothers and DC's Joker, which was R-rated and did not get into China, this film is carrying a PG-13. Recent DC titles featuring Ben Affleck's Batman, Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Justice League grossed 95.8 million and 106 million respectively in China. The Dark Knight Rises with Christian Bale did about $53 million there when the market was just opening up back in 2012. Matt Reeves directs The Batman, which sees Pattinson as Bruce Wayne and his becowled alter ego, and Kravitz as Selena Kyle Catwoman. The pair teams up against the villainous Riddler, which is Dano, a serial killer who is obsessed with the Wayne family. Farrell is Oswald Cobblepot, the Penguin. Jeffrey Wright plays James Gordon, and Andy Serkis steps in as Alfred Pennyworth. Yes. So, Damien.
Yes.
What do you think of this news?
Money!
That's what I'm going to say. No, it definitely puts Batman over $1 billion now.
Yeah.
I think anyone that was hedging their bets that it wasn't going to make just shy of $1 billion, it's definitely going to hit that now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised that Death on the Nile is coming out over there. The hell? You guys like to buy into your controversy of that nut job? Okay, well done. But yeah, it's going to make money. It's going to do very, very well. I don't know what a whole comment about it being in a 15 is, because it's PG-13. It's a 15 in the UK, so it's still going to be very, very dark. Every other Batman that's come out since or before The Dark Knight, the original Michael Keaton ones, are all 15s.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see an issue with the rating at all in China. Again, it's going to be a 15 here. I think the dark content lends itself to how good the film's going to be. They've got not much to say on it. I think the film's going to do very, very well.
Yeah.
That's what
I think it's a guarantee now.
Yeah.
Leon, what's your thoughts on this, bro?
I have no thoughts. Apart from cha-ching, ching.
Ching.
That's it. I have no thoughts. This is going to just send it way over.
Yeah, it's
way over.
Yeah, it's a foregone conclusion, I think, that it's going to make $1 billion now. I still, even being released in China though, I still don't think it's going to make Spider-Man No Way Home money.
No. What, Batman?
Yeah.
No.
I still don't think it's going to make...
I don't see it happening.
I mean, and remember what the article just said. Spider-Man No Way Home hasn't even been given a date yet, which means they're thinking about giving it a date.
If it gets a date, untouchable.
Bro,
can't chase it. Can't catch it.
It's not going to catch Endgame. No. We know that. It's not going to catch Avatar, because Avatar's over Endgame now, just slightly, because they re-released it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. But the next one down, which I think is one of the Star Wars films, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Force Awakens.
I think you're right. Yeah. I think it could catch that one.
Yeah.
I think it can. If it gets released in China, it can catch
Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yeah, Spider-Man can.
They can catch that.
But I think, like I said, I think this guarantees Batman goes over $1 billion. How much over $1 billion, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's very shocking to me that Death on the Nile has been released in China with the whole controversy.
For those that don't know about Death on the Nile, check back one of our videos.
Yeah.
Death on the Nile, and you'll know the controversy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And
see if you'd watch it.
Yeah, because I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it.
Not an advocate.
And I'm very perplexed as to why that got a release in China. Very perplexed.
You release Venom and you're releasing that.
Yeah, that makes no sense to me. Obviously, we know why they've fallen out with Marvel a little because Simu Liu has made some comments that the Chinese didn't like.
Yeah.
and Chloe Zhao, who's the director of The Eternals, have made some comments that China didn't like.
Yeah.
And so they kind of not only throws them out, but throws Marvel out.
Yeah. I think they cut their nose to spite the face, really.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I don't think China cares.
No, probably not.
I don't think they care.
No.
You know?
But if they don't care, why bring it back?
Who's to say that they didn't pay them to do it? There's so much money on the table for these studios releasing their stuff in China.
Maybe.
Do you see what I'm saying? Who's to say they didn't give a little grease a little, you know? Grease a little palm or two.
Maybe.
You know? Money talks, as we all know, bro.
Yep.
Money talks. So
But to your point now about it catch up to Spider-Man No Way Home, I think the rating will be one of the reasons why it doesn't. Because the marketing's definitely ramped up for the film now. Literally after Liam mentioned it last week about the marketing going up like, within a month's time. The first thing I saw Embarking was on motion picture of it literally the next day.
Yeah. Okay.
But when you think about all the films that are in the top 10, I think pretty much of box office all time, none of them are above a 12 rating. Because it has to cater for a bigger, wider audience. You have to get all the kids in.
Yeah.
So you can't do that. So Batman will make like the Joker. The Joker was the first film that was 18 to make $1 billion, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So like
it's got the record for the art, art.
Yeah. So that says to you, Batman will hit over $1 billion, but no, it's not going to chase Spider-Man. It's going to get hit by that. The darkness of the film's going to hit.
Yeah, I mean, even like I said, even if Spider-Man No Way Home doesn't get released in China, it's not catching. Batman's not catching. You know, because even if it, I think it will gross between 1.1 and 1.3 billion. That's what I think. About
1.2.
Yeah. That wouldn't surprise me. If it does any more than that, I'll be surprised. I don't think it will, though. I don't think it will. But yeah.
That's that.
Yeah, man. What do you guys think about Batman getting released in China? And on a side note, what do you make of Death and the Now getting released in China? Anyway.
Are you still excited for the Batman as well?
Yes. Yeah, let us know how excited you are for it and leave some comments down below.
Yum.
Right, our fifth and final topic is that they're doing a Downing Street drama, which is centered on a fictitious prime minister facing a string of crises.
What do that be based on?
Is this a comedy?
It better be.
Is it better be a comedy?
Well, who could it possibly be based on? Because I don't know any prime ministers in any crises. Do you?
Not one that's capable of dealing with it anyway.
Winston Churchill? I don't know.
But yeah, if this isn't about Boris, I don't know who it's about. But anyway, so this comes to us via the good people at Lionsgate who want to do this. But anyway, this article comes to us via Deadline. And it says, Carl Beverly and Sarah Timberman, the prolific producers behind series including Elementary and Justified, have teamed with Andrew Davis, the writer behind the original British drama House of Cards, on a drama about a fictional UK Prime Minister facing a string of crises. I always laugh because we know obviously who it's about. The trio, along with Lionsgate, are producing Downing Street, which follows a PM and a team of senior advisors and young staffers juggling complicated personal lives with the around-the-clock demands of professional duty. As a newly christened leader takes the reins of power, they are immediately confronted by a string of crises. The resulting scrutiny of the Prime Minister's competence, motives, and personal life by political opponents, a cynical public, beleaguered royals, and a rabid press threaten to derail the Prime Minister's tenure and expose damaging personal indiscretion.
If he's not overweight and blonde, I'm so disappointed.
If they don't get a Boris lookalike for this, it's done. The timing is delicious, coming as British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has been facing an avalanche of catastrophe. What words? An avalanche of catastrophe. Wow. Over the last few months, including breaking his own COVID protocols and smearing his opposition rival with slurs about sex offender Jimmy Savile. I've got a feeling the person who wrote this article is not a fan of Boris Johnson.
I know, what told you that?
No. But anyway, Davis, who is also best known for his adaptations of Pride and Prejudice and Les Miserables, is writing and executive producing the series.
We're going in.
Which will also be executively produced by Beverly Timberman and James Baker. It will be produced by Lionsgate Television and Timberman Beverly Productions. It says the opportunity to mine this historical rich setting for characters and stories that explore the complicated nexus between power and politics was too good to pass up, particularly with Andrew Davis leading the way. His story prowess and the gravitational pull of his characters make him the perfect choice for Downing Street, said Beverly. Well,
Well,
who could this possibly be
I
about?
don't know. We've got a Sajid Javid here. Got that head shape, isn't he?
Hey!
I'm joking.
Hey! Like I've been flattened by
Dominic Raab.
Dominic Raab?
Dominic
Who do you want to be?
None of them.
No,
Oh,
honestly.
God, you couldn't pay me enough.
Oh, jeez.
Well, first of all, if they do it, it looks like they got a proper team there.
Yeah.
They got a proper
They've got
team,
a
so
good
they're
team
not
there.
really playing.
They're not.
No.
They're not.
If it comes, it's gonna come hard.
Which then piques my interest a lot.
That's what Pete's. The actual premise, I couldn't care less about.
Well,
but it's
we've
the
seen it
quality,
play out in real
yeah,
life
but
anyway.
It's the quality that's gonna go into it.
Yeah.
Is what makes me
Yeah.
want to watch it.
Yeah.
Not and just see where they go with it and how they do it. Because what I'm hearing, Pride and Prejudice, I'm hearing
Les Miserables,
season, Les Miserables. I'm hearing season things.
Yeah.
So that means that the producers, like, they're gonna be doing a lot of work.
Yeah.
And then all scandals and behind the scenes, grabbing up secretary's bum and all sorts.
Well, kissing up, you're having an affair in, the whole Matt Hancock thing. I can't wait for this shit.
It's gonna be Matt Hancock. It could be Matt Hancock. There's no one for me and Larry to be, I'm afraid.
Yeah, thank God.
I'll find one, don't worry.
Yeah.
I'll find. I'll just have to
God.
clip until you're done.
That's it.
Bro, what are you
man.
making of this?
You know what? There's got to be someone out there. It definitely ain't me, but there's got to be someone out there who feels sorry for Boris, because he's not only getting this, he's got Kenneth Branagh doing this to him as well, coming to Sky Atlantic next year, which is literally them doing Boris facing COVID and the crisis.
Oh,
that's
wow.
coming in Sky next year.
Oh,
and
man.
that's being done by Sky Atlantic with some
Kenneth
big
Branagh as
people.
well.
Yeah.
So watch out for the Skeptic Island first COVID coming to Sky
Boy,
Atlantic.
it looks like Boris Johnson's going to be the butt of a lot of jokes.
But he already is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
is.
even more so now, you know what I mean, when these things come out.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I could deal with the avalanche of catastrophe any way better. I'd probably hide until I got long COVID and hide for a good 2 years. But still, as Britons, as British, as English people that have lived in this country and subdued our feelings on this man for the last few years, he's not a good person. We don't like him in any way, shape or form. And what he represents is not what we would hope this country represents in the next 20, 30 years' time when we move forward, if we do move forward, whatever. Like, he's ridiculous.
Out of touch.
And not just his hair. He's just,
It's just out of touch.
Yeah. I think it's very, again, like I said, it's very telling, as you pointed out, Leon, that not only is this being done, and now it's been done twice, but it's being done by high caliber people in the industry.
Right.
So that tells me not only this is going to be done so well that, because there's going to be some people come out and support him and say, oh, well, this was trash, this is this, they didn't do this right. And they're not going to be able to say that with this.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
They are going
With the
to
team,
do it.
You're getting
Right.
House
They're
of
going
Cards production.
Yeah.
Right.
You're getting
When I
that.
hear Pride and Prejudice,
Right.
House of Cards.
right,
Just that.
Rob,
Let
you
me
know what I mean?
listen.
Bro.
You're getting stories you don't know about Boris coming out, interwoven
Do you know what I mean?
between whoever
Do you know what
this
I mean?
apparent...
And trust me, this team, listen, they know how to get them stories. So all what's going on with the police now, or that we're not privy to those information, they'll get it.
Yeah.
They'll get it.
I would
All
love
that
to
stuff.
find something about Preacher we did now.
Oh, man. Oh, please. I
She's
think
the only
if-
person I hate more than Boris.
I actually hate her
it's
more
Pretty
than
Patel.
Boris. It's you know what I mean? They need to do a show on her as well. You know what I mean? I remember, I think me and you laughed at it when there was something on Twitter. You know Pinhead from Hellraiser.
Yeah.
There was a picture of him, and he said, "We found someone who's a little bit more sympathetic than Pretty Patel."
Oh wow! There you go.
Pinhead, you know.
All I'm gonna say to Pretty is, who hurt you?
Yeah.
Boy,
Who hurt you?
boy. I think it's.
Clearly, there's a lot of people.
I think it's a lot more than that, man. I think anyway.
Anyway,
It's more than the scope of this show. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. So are we gonna take a watch of this when it comes out?
I might definitely give it a look.
Yeah, I will.
I'm gonna have to.
Gonna have to because
Just because if he's back in it.
yeah.
If it was just like some fresh writers trying to thing, I wouldn't really be interested. But
Yeah,
the backing
yeah.
that they've got, Lionsgate, like they're taking it seriously.
100%.
It's in Deadline, baby.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
and it's in there early.
Yeah.
It's in there early. When you know it's in there early, you know it's happening.
Yeah.
So
100%.
we're on it.
Also, speaking just off a quick tangent, you know what else was in there early?
What?
No, we can't say anything about it now. You know what I mean? But anyway, we're gonna have some surprises for you soon. Don't watch that. Don't worry. But yeah. So listen, Boris Johnson, a show about him and his indiscretions. He's.
But it's not about him, remember. It's about a fictitious prime minister.
Yes, yeah. Sorry, pardon me. Fictitious prime minister
just happens to
and
be
his
undergoing-
avalanche of catastrophes.
Personal indiscretions.
Yes,
And blah, blah, blah,
well.
blah, blah.
Let us know if you're interested in watching it, and please enlighten us who you think it might be about.
Yeah.
Leave
Is
us
it about Jessa?
yeah,
Or who you think could play it? If you know anyone
yeah.
other than Damien Ashley.
Dare say me.
Anyway, leave us some comments down below and let us know what you think. And with that, the show is over. So, you listen, thank you for being with us today. Listen, please like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications, please. And yeah, please continue to support the channel as much as you're supporting. We've still got a lot of stuff to come. Yeah, so we're trying to do our best to entertain ya.
So please
Larry's
like
gonna
and
strip.
subscribe.
No.
You're gonna strip?
No.
Okay.
Sam. You need to get it
Hell
out
no.
for Sam. You need to get it out
Hell
for Sam.
no.
Yeah.
Hell no. Sam,
You can see the guns at summer.
get your
That's
eyes
it.
checked. Get your eyes checked.
Yeah.
Or just Google Larry on the Bammy Wall.
Or do that. But
Did
still.
you hear what I said though? I said they obviously skipped the intro
Yeah.
Yeah.
because the
Yeah.
old intro
Yeah.
will show you where Larry
Yeah.
Olubamiwo
Yeah.
was at.
Yeah. Compared to your Skarsgård.
Yeah, like
No comparison.
Yeah.
But anyway.
because remember we didn't say decent shape. He did, and he's the one that can say it.
Yeah.
Like, we're in good shape,
Yeah.
yeah. But he said it. So do your homework.
Yeah.
And
Quickly.
then, quickly, and then say,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Don't call him the war machine for nothing. It's not a puff machine.
that's it. Not a washing machine. That's more me.
Well. Anyway.
Right.
So, yeah, please feel free to check us out on all our social media handles. It's all in the description down below, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So, from me
From he,
and from your and your.
yeah,
You're.
and Alawi.
We're doing a Spider-Man thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's it.
Anyway, ta-ta.
I'm Toby.
I said Andrew.
You're Andrew.
I'm Tom.
Oh, you're Tom. You're
You're short one. You're too tall for something.
Yeah.
Hey.
I told Tom.
Like
I don't know,
5'2".
The tallest one's Garfield, isn't it?
Right, so he's Garfield, I'm Tom.
Yeah.
Anyway, ta-ta.
Either way, I'm Toby. Bye.